Oh, it's good to be back home, man. I just wonder somewhere I can wrap myself up in a blanket and be warm. Cause I don't know what it is, but everywhere I am, it's cold. Whether I'm in the office or, of course, outside, it's just cold everywhere. And in the office, you can't just go and wrap yourself up in a blanket without looking like an idiot. But at home, at least I can. Even if my fans see it, it's not a big deal. They'll understand. I hope. Otherwise, they're not real fans. I think especially for a chess player, you need to feel comfortable. Otherwise, how can you think right? You can't. Speaking of comfortable, if you have chronic pains and ailments, I know a lot about those, and osteopathy could be a very interesting kind of relief. It could provide a very interesting form of relief. I've dabbled with it a little bit so far, and it seems to be having pretty positive effects. But uh, you know, I'm not trying to sell it to you or anything. Okay, I ain't selling you shit. I'm just gonna repeat moves because I really don't know what to do. Sometimes you shouldn't be ashamed to repeat the moves. Don't be ashamed. Just keep it. See, it worked out in the end in a way. I would say this represents some form of it working out, some form of progress. It's hard to say like with what clear plan, but you can see that one is gaining more squares, more control over squares. And now we can go back to the OG spot, you see. We've done our job. Now we can go back to OG. Should the knight come in, he'll just come up. So it's not, that's one of the drawbacks of the bishop going back. But now we can at least open up this kind of threat potentially. Not really, but yeah. The bishop would love to be able to move the bishop away, but I don't see how. So, God damn it. Johnson, help me figure out the move here. Help me figure this out. Okay, I'm figuring it out like this by offering a queen trade. Because that queen is slightly clumsy here. He's there, but he's also not. And yeah, well, maybe we settle for it. We allow it. We ask him questions. If he goes all the way, we can always come here, you see? And we're threatening to come here regardless. But now let's focus on controlling this open C file. That's somehow where the game is really at. Okay, so now let's focus where the game is at. It's all over this C file. So let's just focus on the core. Don't get lost in some side quest. Let's try to double down the rooks. That's a scary move. Okay, I have to acknowledge he's got a pretty good dynamic here as well. So neither of us really has an advantage. If we simplify the game, is it helping or harming us? I don't really know. I'll uh, I'll just get the bishop back here. Maybe he does belong here after all. It should have been obvious before, maybe, but it wasn't. And just play a small waiting move. So now this bishop could have a little bit more scope in the game. Yeah. So we'll close it up. Let's patch this up first. So let's walk the knight back here, get him out, and then see what to do. We don't want to trade and start simplifying things before we're ready. You understand? That's a big concept, I suppose. Let's start to push this bishop around. Okay, whatever. He has a small advantage because he's got the better bishop. I've got this pawn worthy bishop here. So he has the better position, but it can all change in an instant. And it will, because this knight is tricky here, okay? So let's already start to just push this guy back in line, push him back in line, and now let's play for the simplification to kind of loosen the pressure of these two rooks controlling the c file. Um, yeah, I guess we have to capture with this pawn so that we maintain control of squares. Let's defer one move. Play this. We are targeting a loose square and we are favoring trades. So let's get these trades done over and done with. Okay, I have to also see how to handle this. Oh, I've run out of time. Shit. I thought I had 2-second increment. I've been so accustomed to playing that format now. And I know that's not an excuse, but it's the truth. And I have my volume off or something, so I don't even hear when it's my turn to play. That's the dumbest thing of all, is that. He could end up getting mated, though, if he's not careful here. He could end up getting mated if he's not careful here. He's really close to being mated. Sheesh. What the hell, man? Just like that. Wow. What the hell? That was weird. But I'll take it. So let's have a review. Penguin Scum 1989. It was a pretty even game for the most part, and then just walked into a mate there at the end. But hats off for nailing that, I guess. A kind of interesting phase here, but I should have prioritized bishop development. This is insightful. The queen here trying to be some dynamic GM. That's dumb. It's very rarely the right play, I've noticed. I'll tell you my own personal rule of thumb here, my own learning from the games I've played. I think queen to b3 or b6 is always a risky move and tends to be a bad move in situations where um, the b2, b7 pawns are protected, or the game is very balanced. Kind of, it's not uneven. It's a better move for uneven positions. Where the opponent has overextended in their attack, and you're getting counterplay, dynamic counterplay. That's the main situation, I would say. So this it really proves that it's better to play more central, more concrete, just robust, efficient chess. That's the lesson here. Anyhow, I suppose part of me was thinking like I don't want to let him pin me. That was playing on my mind a bit, and I guess the key is bishop here is just fine. It's just fine. It's controlling pretty good square coverage, and it's defending it. So I I sort of took him to the home base a bit too habitually, some sense. It's like familiarity, bringing comfort. But yeah, and here also I should have tried to defend the bishop this way. That makes a bit more sense here, especially in retrospect. But yeah. Interesting that this is such a big blunder. I thought it was a bit of a nothing move that it's not going to help or harm, but this is actually apparently a blunder because what? Let's see. Because wow, that's advanced. Because he can still threaten to double up the rooks anyway. Because bishop taking here, getting a rook and losing a bishop is worth it because you're also getting the knight. You're getting bishop and knight for the rook. What a combo. What a great combo. AI combo there. Okay, bishop f6, apparently a bad move, but I mean, yeah, he's got to see rook c5. That's never going to happen. Yeah, I should have kept control. It makes sense. I get it. I sort of was settling there. I was trying to buckle down and hmm. There's something to learn in that too. I played to just make it to loosen the pressure a little bit, and that was a mistake. A lot of errors here in the fag end of the game. Here we were like starting to realize that we're totally out of time, and so we start just playing some quick moves, and then he ended up mating himself, basically mating himself. Because right here it's all fine, and he starts to see, oh, what if he comes here and threatens mate? Oh. So he tries to stop that, but he actually just mates himself in the process because the pawn's going up anyway. It's just a different pawn going there. So, yeah, there you go. What a game. Cheers.